So Joaquin, who is from El Rancho Grande, your family as well, for El Rancho Grande, was on a couple weeks ago when we were covering Cinco de Mayo, and he stole the show from me. So I told Marco we couldn't do the same thing. This is
I'll
awesome.
try not to.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to eat one of these. I'm sorry.
No
How are
worries.
you? Good to see you.
Marco,
Thanks
pleasure.
for making it in.
My pleasure.
So Black Sheep, I want to kind of talk about where it is and its location, because you guys have just reached. Oh wow, this is fantastic. You guys have kind of just reached that. Is it the 1 year mark now?
The 1 year mark.
Okay. So Buns and Bites and you were celebrating at the same time this
Yeah,
1 year
yeah,
anniversary, right?
yeah.
That's awesome. So kind of give us a visual. I know, and I've become this Rhode Islander that always says what was there before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let you kind of say where you're located, kind of give us a verbal visual of what Black Sheep is and the space that it's in.
So Black Sheep's located on the corner of Empire Street and Westminster. It's where the old Finnegan's Wake was.
Yeah.
I'm sure as
It's a landmark.
most Rhode Islanders were getting in there pretty tuned up in there, which is, I mean, it's a cool culture to have. We just hit our 1 year. It's been a fantastic year for us. Still trying to progress and trying to grow.
Where did the concept come from? Where did you guys have the idea? Because it's a group of you, right, that came together?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So it was actually Oscar, one of my partners from Brass Monkey, had reached out to me. He's like, hey, listen, working on this project. Love for you to be part of it, which is why I'm here with the cocktail side of things. But it was a culmination of a lot of Black Sheep misfits almost, where it's like,
nice, okay.
That's where the
name came from?
About. More or less. That also, that hip hop group, the Black Sheep as well, kind of paying homage to them as well.
I like that.
So it's a fun time. I mean, still, again, lively nightlife, but
Yep.
we also have some really delicious food.
Now, the space is big. Finnegan's was a big space, and it had, I think in time they expanded to that back room that's there, and you still have that back
We do have
area,
the back room,
right?
Yep. At one point, we did have the arcade games back there, kind of pushed everything to the front.
Okay.
But also kind of using the back room now for kind of
Event space.
Event space, yeah.
So how often is Black Sheep open? What are your hours?
We're open 7 days a week. Sunday to Thursday, we're open from 11 to 1.
Oh, so you do lunch and dinner completely?
Lunch and dinner.
Okay.
And then Friday, Saturday, 11 to 2 in the morning.
Okay, wow, okay. So when I stopped in the other day, there was like 7 people that I knew that were in there enjoying. It seems like you've become, and the phrase I used was like the downtown neighborhood bar.
And that's actually one thing that we wanted to accomplish. Like, there's not a lot of neighborhood spots downtown, if you will. People want to kind of kick back and unwind after work and kind of lift their feet up after a long day.
And you've got more and more people that have moved to this downtown core, you know, the Westminster, Waybassett area that have moved down here, that are looking for these spots to go to. And also you've got a hospitality mix. When I stopped in the other day, there was 5 guys that were from different restaurants that were in there.
Yeah.
And it seems like that.
And that's one of the good things about the hospitality industry. We're always looking out for each other and supporting each other. So.
And we talked a lot about that, about the camaraderie and supporting and being there. But it's nice to have a spot if you're in the hospitality industry. You know that you can go to kick back and relax, like you're saying. So that's, again, to you guys' credit and what you've created in the atmosphere. And your menu seems pretty diverse. So let's talk about the style of the menu, because you got lunch and dinner.
Yep.
So let's talk about the style of the menu, and then you can tell me some of the items you brought here, because I know I'm diving into one of these in a second.
For the most part, I mean, we started off kind of like a bar heavy style almost. The classics, the burger, the sandwiches. We have meatball sub on the menu that we actually make our meatballs in-house as well.
Awesome.
And then we knew that wasn't going to be the end game. We wanted to kind of progress from there as well, so which is why we have a salmon dish that's pan-seared salmon that's served over jasmine rice, a little fried Brussels sprouts on the side as well.
Awesome.
Again, little kind of Texas barbecue sliders. The little coleslaw and chipotle aioli.
Vitaly, you getting these? Because he's like...
And then we like to switch things up a bit. So we have a pho-inspired wrap almost. It's like a burrito. So it's the pho-rito.
The what?
The pho-rito.
The pho? That
Yeah,
thing's
so it has,
packed. Look at that.
It has all the ingredients that mimic what a pho is, and it's actually delicious.
My God, it looks amazing.
One of my favorites, yeah. And then, of course, the sweet potato fries.
Yeah, which I just tasted.
all that
They're awesome.
stuff.
I'm a sucker for sweet potato fries. I can't avoid them anywhere I go. All right, so this style that you've adapted, that you've had there now, is the menu same for lunch and dinner, or is there variations?
It's same menu, lunch and dinner, yeah.
That's awesome. So you
And
get a
then
choice.
now we do weekend brunches now as well. We have a brunch menu as well.
On Saturday and Sunday, or both days?
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday? Awesome. Another place downtown that's doing brunch. So you just had, and I was talking back and forth with your partner Oscar last week, so you guys just had to have a crazy weekend with Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's going to be, it was a crazy weekend. This weekend coming up as well, especially with
Graduation
graduation
weekends.
weekend.
Yep.
again, we love challenges
And I got invited to something coming up in your place, I think in a week or two. The governor's got an event there.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
So
the governor has, we have a lot of fundraisers that they like to utilize our space for fundraisers and whatnot, which is, again, amazing. We love to be able to support all the locals. And
so that was a question that I actually had on there because someone I think was referencing back to when Finnegan's was there in that back room. Before we get to the cocktails, I want to get this question because it's a good thing talking about the events. Are you able to still host private events on a regular basis? So
yes.
if they can rent that back area to kind of do it for
absolutely.
you? Okay.
So if anyone ever has questions, just feel free to reach out to us, and we'll definitely be able to steer you in the right
When you
direction.
do that, is it a separate menu they can order and kind of make a?
Yeah, so we do offer some other options as well. We have like a big pasta that we do as well. That's actually a kind of crowd favorite for everyone. We do have a separate menu just for
the special event types
yeah,
of things.
exactly.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now to get to the fun stuff that's part of this about the cocktails. So if you've gone online and seen their things, then I put a couple of your pictures up of amazing cocktails that you guys have had.
Thank you.
The hospitality crew was kind of telling me, the guys from Cersei are friends of yours and come
Yep.
in there and hang
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
And they were telling me what great cocktails you had. So to know that the hospitality industry is complimenting your cocktails.
Yeah. I mean, I love to take pages out of Jesse and Vita that will be joining on.
Vito's
later
coming
on.
on soon, yep.
Yeah, we love, they're actually kind of like one of my mentors. So
Awesome.
I definitely always like to pay their, my respects to them. I've always kind of inspired every time I get to hang out with them. And
That's fantastic to hear. And it's good, like I said, it goes back to the camaraderie of it and knowing that you guys can all work together. To hear that they've had chefs that come into the restaurant, Cortland Club only being 6 months old,
Yep.
is a great thing to hear as well. So
Yeah.
it pays homage to all of us and how this community comes together. So from your perspective, you've been doing the bar side of things for a while now.
For the most part, I mean, I started with my brother at the restaurant Rancho Grande. He, another mentor of mine as well. He taught me pretty much everything, the bar side of it, and then kind of being able to expand and hang out with the guys.
Well,
at the
let me
bar
tell you,
and
your
stuff.
brother likes strong cocktails.
Yeah.
The cocktail he brought in for me, I thought I was going to fall over on the floor, and he just kept drinking it. He was
Yeah.
all set to go.
He's more of the straight spirited person. He doesn't necessarily like to. I prefer like a little bit more refreshing cocktails. He's a little bit more of the
hard stuff, huh?
boozier. Yeah.
So tell us about the style of what you brought today. What do we got here?
So these are actually 2 cocktails that are going to be popping up on our new spring menu.
Awesome.
We like to switch up our menu periodically through the seasons and pick up certain notes that are in season as well. So
What do we
the
got
one
in
that
this
you have in your glass right there is a tequila cocktail with a little bit of grapefruit juice, a little Aperol, and elderflower liqueur. It's topped off with a little champagne and some lemon zest on top.
So I keep hearing about elderflower liqueur. Is that becoming it's like
It's a very spring forward kind of ingredient. It's very floral. It's nice and light. Adds a little.
it's got some zest to it. That's really nice.
And again, just the lemon zest kind of peeled over it gives it a nice aromatic.
So you'd mentioned that you kind of, in paying homage to these guys that are on today, where are your ideas and thoughts coming from outside of that? Are you kind of playing behind the bar and creating new things, looking at different concepts and ingredients?
Actually, I don't do it as much as I like to now, but I always like to dabble in and try to push myself a little bit more just to see what else I can accomplish with certain things. I noticed I started to become a little too repetitive with certain things. I try to make sure I'm focusing on.
And it seems from, I mean, just mentioning the elderflower and going to some, you said the spring stuff that coming up, it seems like the ingredients can be anything you want. You can kind of concoct whatever you want, play around with different things.
And that's one thing that I like to do over there at Black Sheep, where most of our ingredients we're turning into syrups. So I do a raspberry syrup, for instance, for our Black Sheep mule that we do. It's a little small variation on a regular Moscow mule. A little bit of vodka, fresh lime juice, a little raspberry syrup, and then just topped off with the ginger beer.
And what's this one you bring?
This one is a whiskey cocktail with a little muddled raspberries, a little Aperol, which is an Italian liqueur, some lemon, and some honey syrup as well.
All right, I got to try this one for sure. Are you finding, and thinking about this, so you kind of mentioned in the beginning that you started out with more of the bar style and the menu's kind of adapted over the last year. Are you finding now that more people are coming in and ordering the cocktails rather than just thinking of it as a place to go for a quick beer or something?
Yes and no. I mean, there's definitely people that if they know exactly what they're looking for, they'll know what cocktails we offer.
Oh my God, that's so good.
They also like to. I mean, for instance, every Thursday night we have a martini night.
Okay.
So there's a lot of we do a lot of fun martinis on the menu as well.
So on a night like that, when you do it, is it people enjoying as well as getting educated on the different styles?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, we like to kind of play with fresh ingredients and again, kind of try to educate other people. For example, what the difference between a shaken martini and a stirred martini is.
I've had to ask that question, so I can relate to that. Honest to God, I've had to ask that question, so I can relate to that. But it seems to me, and I know that, and you and Vito, I'll be able to ask the same questions too in this stance, but it seems to me that people, and is thinking about where your location is, people are coming out now wanting to get more educated, wanting to know how to pair it with food, what the different things are that can go in there. And people will order it at the place that they go, like Black Sheep, but then they'll try to mimic it at home at some point. And to me, this is my problem, is that I'll always come to you guys because I can't ever get it. I mean, I mess up a gin and tonic at home, which is pretty bad, So I'm always coming to you guys to try to figure this out. And one of the reasons for this segment is for folks like me that are getting more used to enjoying cocktails and coming up for the summer. Have you guys, so you said you got the martini night, is there any other special nights that you do for the drinks and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, Monday nights we do $3 draft beers. Most of our cocktails, we try not to discount them. We like to price them adequately where it's a reasonable pricing. But at the same time, we also want to make sure that the quality of the cocktails are
Right. And that takes time to accomplish that and have the right people like yourself behind there doing it. And also getting the right ingredients, making sure you're not buying, so to speak, this alcohol or this booze that's out there that's low quality. You're not going to make the drink taste right.
And then that's one of the things also, like knowing your spirit, knowing what you like to drink, building your own palate. That's something that I always like to try to educate people about, especially more with tequila and mezcal, but that's a whole other conversation.
So, but there's people that are finding in that realm, talking about the tequila and the mezcal and stuff like that are finding that they're just, like your brother, drinking it straight, finding an acquired taste for it, and it's becoming more popular, it seems now.
It is, and it's honestly a conversation I can go on and on about, but me being able to go to the distilleries and meeting the producers behind the actual spirits themselves, it's a really amazing experience, and knowing what they appreciate more is you enjoying the actual spirit. They love the whole cocktail industry. It's great. It gets to sell their product, but at the same time, always at the end of the day, if you know what you like to drink, especially with mezcal itself, where it's like, I've had a conversation with some producers. I was like, oh, I love to do this, this, and this. And they're like, oh, cool. But then I realized that it wasn't really resonating with them well.
Okay.
Because you're kind of masking the spirit in
the actual spirit, yeah.
So once you start telling them, oh, I love to drink it straight, I buy a bottle with some friends, we like to hang out, and
then they're a little more opening up as to how to enjoy
great,
it.
Awesome,
Right.
And then.
So have you, with the style of the menu that you've had over there and people being able to now come in and do this, are you finding that you're looking at something like the salmon dish and saying, you know what, I know what cocktail I can have with that?
Yeah.
Say that's
so I mean, again, most of these cocktails will go great with this. I mean, the salmon is very a nice, light dish, especially with the fried Brussels sprouts. It will go fantastic with that tequila and bubbles on the side.
Well, these are both amazing. I'm probably going to be diving into this before I leave today because this looks awesome as well. But you guys have done a great job over there. I'm happy that you've taken this focus. And it sounds like with you is that it's helped elevate it with all your partners. Each of you guys have got your own.
We all have something that we bring to the table, and we're always backing each other up. And always, again, the support is what makes Black Sheep.
Well, Oscar, I'm glad that I haunted you so that I could get another Meza in here. It's like in 1 month I get 2 Meza brothers. So I'm glad I haunted you down, Oscar. But thank you for making the time. I really appreciate it. And we'll be by to see you again soon. So
definitely.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I'm going to eat some more of this as soon as we get off. Taylor, you're going to have to fight me for these fries.
I think I've seen that.
I know, you probably will. You're probably right. Do we have Vito Reddies out there?
Yeah.
All right. So